The rain pelted the city streets like bullets, each drop echoing against the cold stone walls of the penthouse. Inside, the room was warm, filled with smoke and the scent of expensive whiskey. He sat behind a massive mahogany desk, fingers steepled, eyes dark and unreadable. She stood across from him, trembling, a small rounded bump beneath her coat betraying the secret she had tried so hard to hide. I'm pregnant, she whispered, her voice cracking under the weight of the fear she knew would follow. He didn't blink. He didn't move. He only leaned back, letting the silence stretch like a noose. Then, cold as steel, he said, "Get rid of it. I don't want a child." Her knees nearly buckled, her heart shattered into pieces that might never be mended. This man, Rafael De Luca, the feared Mafia Boss who ruled the city's underworld with iron and fire, was supposed to care, in some twisted way, about her. Yet here he was, discarding the very life she carried like it was garbage. And that was the first cliffhanger, the moment that made anyone watching stop and gasp. Would she do what he said? Or would she defy the man who could ruin her life in a heartbeat? She left that night, with tears mingling with the rain on her cheeks, clutching her coat tighter. She didn't know where she was going, only that she couldn't stay in a world that demanded she give up her child. The city seemed endless, cruel, and suffocating, yet somehow she survived. For months, she hid in small, shabby apartments, taking on work that barely paid enough for food, never once letting anyone see the secret growing inside her. She whispered lullabies to her unborn child, speaking of love, safety, and hope in a world that had forgotten what those words meant. Meanwhile, Raphael continued his life of power, oblivious, or pretending to be to the void she had left in his empire. His nights were full of deals, threats, and the occasional fleeting pleasure. But a quiet emptiness gnawed at him, one he refused to name. The months passed. She gave birth in a small hospital, with only a sympathetic nurse as witness. When the first cries of her twin babies pierced the sterile air, something in her broke and rebuilt itself simultaneously, a mixture of fear, relief, and fierce love. They were hers no matter what the world said. She named them Isabella and Matteo, and in that moment, the word impossible lost all power over her. Years went by. She built a modest life, one of struggle but also of profound joy. Her twins grew, laughing, falling, learning, and growing stronger with each day. But deep inside, the shadow of Raphael never faded. She often wondered if he ever thought of her, if the man who demanded her abortion ever imagined the life she now led without him. Then, the twist, the second cliffhanger. One evening, as she walked through the bustling market with the twins holding each hand, she sensed a presence. She turned, and there he was, Raphael, older but still as commanding, his eyes fixed on her and the children. The world seemed to pause, the air thick with the weight of unspoken words. "Are those?" His voice faltered. For the first time, the man who could command armies looked utterly human, shocked, unsure, perhaps even afraid. She didn't answer. The children didn't know the storm of history behind this stranger, but Raphael's gaze lingered, a mixture of disbelief and dawning understanding. And just when it seemed like she might break, a hand reached for hers, not to take but to protect. She realized she didn't need his approval. Her strength had been forged in the fire of abandonment and love. Yet another storm was coming, the third cliffhanger. Raphael, furious and intrigued in equal measure, began weaving himself back into her life. But he wasn't the same man, and neither was she. Battles of the heart, trust, and past betrayals erupted as he tried to claim power over the children he once demanded she discard. Would he be a threat or a protector? Would she let him near them? Through every confrontation, the story delved into her pain, her resilience, and her unwavering love for the twins. Raphael, forced to confront his past cruelty, began a slow, torturous journey of redemption. The plot twisted through emotional reconciliations, tense confrontations, and moments of pure, raw vulnerability, showing that even the hardest hearts can soften, and the strongest love can heal wounds thought permanent. By the end, it was Raphael who learned the most profound lesson: power without compassion is hollow. And her ultimate triumph was not just surviving or raising her children alone, it was thriving, fully human, fully loving, unafraid. The twins had brought a miracle into the lives of both, teaching forgiveness, courage, and the truth that family is chosen and nurtured, not demanded or imposed. The final scene, the family her, Raphael cautiously integrated into their lives, and the twins standing on a cliff overlooking the city at sunset. Raphael whispers a simple apology, not just for words, but for the life he tried to erase. She smiles, and in that silence, viewers feel the depth of pain, redemption, and hope. Her voice, tender and resolute, breaks the final frame. Some love isn't given freely, it's fought for. And sometimes, the fight itself is what makes it eternal. If this story moved you, don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more tales that touch the heart and soul.